From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and we are always excited to see our good friend, attorney Kim Baer from the Baer Law Office. Hi, Kim.
Hi, how are you, Lou?
Great. We love talking to you about legal stuff that is in the news, and
Yes.
that's what we're doing here today.
Yes, yes. So if you've been watching the news or reading the newspaper, you've been hearing a lot about Camp LeJeune. And Camp LeJeune is a Marine base camp that's in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And unfortunately, it looks like for about a 30-year period, there was poisoning of the water, at least in a way that's what they think was happening.
Okay.
Benzene and all sorts of things have been dumped on the property. It's soaked into the water. And so unfortunately, we have a lot of Marines, family of Marines, and even contractors and people, civilians that were working on at the camp that probably have been made sick.
Wow, and do we have any idea about how many people we're talking that have gone through that?
Yeah, they're estimating about 1 million people.
1 million people?
About 1 million people, because like I said, we're talking about almost a 30-year span. I mean, so it's a very sad situation, it really is.
All right, so all those chemicals got into the water supply, and unknowingly, everybody drank it like normal.
Right,
and
right.
What was the trigger? Do we have any idea what the trigger was for looking into all this kind of stuff? Were people getting sick? Or?
Right, people were getting sick, you know, and obviously it's Marines, and most Marines are treated by the VA, and so I think that they were seeing consistency with regard to people developing certain types of cancer, lymphoma, leukemia. It also caused miscarriages. It caused some birth defects. I mean, benzene is really a nasty chemical, and unfortunately it was being dumped on the property, and back then we didn't know that that was a problem.
Wow. So. And so, you know, what is being done about this? Because I even showed you an email before we started today. I was never in the military, yet I'm getting emails wanting to know if I had anything to do with Camp LeJeune, and you just explained it. It could have been contractors or anything like that.
Yes, it could have been somebody civilian, or, you know, maybe you were there as a child with your parents. Maybe you were married to someone that was stationed there, and so you were living on the base. And so the years that we're talking about, which I think is important for people to know, is 1953 to 1987.
Okay.
So, and what the requirements are to make a claim is that you were on the base for at least 30 days during that time period. So it's a long time period, but you were there for at least 30 days, and then you've developed one of the illnesses that they've identified.
Right. Now, are these illnesses that you have been treated for, or just something that you need to take a look at and see whether or not you do have this?
Right. So if you have it, I mean, you know, in other words, if you have been diagnosed or treated for, and I just want to go through the list.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So it's leukemia, aplastic anemia. It's bladder, kidney, or liver cancer.
Really?
Yes, multiple myeloma, and I think a lot of us know people that are suffering with that, Parkinson's, and then non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, and those are the ones, those are the illnesses that would qualify you really for some disability benefits and some things like that. There's a really long list of other things that would entitle you to free medical care.
Okay.
So if you were stationed or worked there or lived there, and you've been sick, you really need to go see a doctor, and you probably should call a lawyer.
Actually, look, can we go through the list of the other things that you have on here?
Sure,
okay,
sure,
because
sure,
it might throw a red
No,
flag
it
up for somebody,
absolutely
okay?
might.
Okay.
It absolutely might. Well, we talked about, I mean, so birth defects and miscarriages, renal toxicity, breast cancer, esophageal cancer, I believe prostate cancer, infertility. It looks like there have been some cases where they've talked about skin conditions, and then they've got neurobehavioral effects, and what I would assume that probably is if you are having any type of, I mean, it could be dementia, could be Alzheimer's, that kind of thing.
So this is really nasty stuff.
It is. Benzene is just, I mean, we now know, you know, we didn't know back then, but we now know that it's a chemical that we don't want to be ingesting, certainly. And unfortunately, at the camp, they were dumping it, and it was a very sandy environment, so it was soaking right down to the water table.
All right, now if anybody has any questions about this, maybe you think you may have been affected by this, they get a hold of you or a law office?
Sure, yeah, if you already have have a lawyer, give them a call. But if you want to give us a call, we'd be happy to talk to you. These are cases that we take on contingency fee. Hopefully, if you go get checked out, you're fine. But if not, give us a call.
Okay, what number is the best one to call?
Sure, probably 515-INJURED or 515-279-2000.
All right, so if you have any questions about this is something you don't want to mess around with. No. This is the time to take care of it, right?
Yeah, it's a sad situation.
Okay. Kim, thank you for the information. Hopefully that clarified a lot of things that are going on right now.